Hi and welcome. In this episode we're going to build an automated brewing potion station. It's based on a 9 by 9 footprint, or this one is 5 high, but I'll come back to that in a sec. So you can see it's 9 wide by 9 deep. Although the frontage is 5 high, be aware that some of the blocks will go above this, so if you're building it into a restricted space, be aware that there's a couple more blocks needed above. Anyway, we split the frontage into two. One we fill in with the blocks we've chosen, the other we fill in with glass blocks, but we leave a hole just here, and that's where the brewing stand's going to go. So the next thing we do is to place item frames in a 3 by 3 square on the front, in the middle, as you can see, and place a redstone torch in the center one. Now this is 3 blocks in and 3 blocks up. So if you go around to the back, 3 blocks up and 3 blocks in, and the block below we place another block. And we extend those back to the back of the build. So another 8 blocks on the back of that. On the very first block behind the wall we place a comparator facing the wall, and if you've placed it right it will light up like so. Next we place some redstone along the blocks. A line of redstone, and then we place more blocks like so. On these blocks we place repeaters all the way down, remembering that there is no one at the first block, and we set them all to 3 ticks. As you can see, the first one is on, and I'll explain why later. But first we place more blocks, we move in the first block. So again we've got a row of 8, and a gap at the front, or between the row and the wall. And on these we place another set of redstone, a line of redstone, which connects up with the redstone line below. Next, we place a block here and build up, remove the bottom block, and encase the repeaters behind this cross section. You see what I mean? No pun intended. Again, we place repeaters along the new blocks, and again we set them to 3 ticks. Next we place redstone torches all the way along in front of the repeaters. You notice that the first one has switched off and the rest are on. Above the redstone torches we place another row of blocks. And on these we place sticky pistons facing up. The first piston has been retracted while all the others have been extended. This is due to the inverted redstone signal from the redstone torch. Deactivating the first piston and compressing it. If you change to the next frame, it will activate the second piston by compressing it, and the first one extends. This will happen for each different frame all the way to number 8. Next we place blocks above or on the sticky pistons. Placing a block behind the first one and above, producing sort of a V-like section which allows you to extend the blocks all the way to the back of the build again. Both rows are extended like so. In the gap between or on top of the blocks next to the piston we place repeaters and a row of redstone across the row of blocks behind them. See, it looks like this. Next we place a block here. Notice the positions on a diagonal from the first piston, and we place droppers facing up all the way along the pistons, using shift click if I can. There, all the way to the end, so you have 8 droppers facing upwards. Next we place a block next to the first dropper, and we place hoppers facing into that block. That block will be removed in time, but it helps to shift click on something. As you notice, all the hoppers flow into that block. You can see the flow from right to left, so we remove that one and the one below it. So they're not needed anymore. Around the front we place a button next to the glass window in the third block up, and behind that we place a redstone torch. Above that place a block with another redstone torch on top, and another block on top of that again. We then go around this side in this sort of castellated format. You get a structure like this, and in those gaps we place a repeater and a repeater, both of which are set to 4 ticks. Just under where the brewing stand is going to go, we place a block, obviously to place the brewing stand on. This block can be removed or left, it's entirely up to you. And we place a hopper flowing into the brewing stand. While above that hopper we place a pair of chests so that we can access them easily, although a single chest will do. And in that chest we place water bottles. It's important at this stage to put the water bottles in now, as I will explain later on why, but they will obviously flow down into the hopper and from the hopper into the brewing stand. Therefore it fills both the hopper up, so we've got the hopper filled, and a couple of spares above. Above the brewing stand we place a pair of hoppers facing down, 3 hoppers facing down, and we connect that up to the hoppers that flow above the droppers, so that it flows from the droppers down into the brewing stand. As you can see, it flows that way into the brewing stand. Next we place a dropper facing the hoppers. I'm going to remove the glass here so make it easier. Above the end torch we place a block, and on that block we place a repeater facing the hopper. As you see, the redstone repeater is immediately activated. This in effect locks the hopper, which is why it's important to fill the hopper up with bottles before you activate the locking mechanism. Below that hopper, next to the brewing stand, we place a sticky piston with a redstone block on the end. And then we continue along the end with blocks, and the end block goes one up. We place repeaters. Whoops! We place repeaters between. Let's set that back. All the way along those blocks. As you can see, they come on, and each repeater is set to 4 ticks. So 4 ticks. Like so. Next we place a redstone torch on the end block. As you can see, it goes out. I'll just pillar up a minute so I can do this. And we place droppers facing up above the redstone torch and the one to the side of it. This will contain the redstone for an 8-minute potion and the gunpowder if you wish to make it a splash potion. So I place the redstone in this one and the gunpowder in that one. I'm just going to place redstone for the time being because I want an 8-minute potion, I don't want a splash potion. That's really the only thing that's not automated. Above those we place a line of hoppers flowing into the hopper above the brewing station. So they flow again from right to left into the brewing station. This design was originally built in an earlier version of Minecraft To make it work in the latest versions, we need to add blaze powder. This is done by adding a hopper to the left of the brewing stand and filling that with blaze powder, which will automatically flow into the brewing stand, as you can see, thus solving the issue with the latest updates. We now need to program our auto brewing station. As explained before, each time a different frame is selected, a different piston will be compressed and a different item will be allowed to flow into the brewing stand. Each item frame operates a different piston. So in the item frames we can have our ingredients, and in the corresponding dropper the same ingredient will have to be added. For this one we're going to do night vision in the first one. So we go to the first hopper, notice it's compressed, the piston, so the first hopper is activated, so we place the golden carrot in there. Same with the second partition, we place the ingredient in the item frame and then go around to the corresponding dropper and place the item in there. You can double check by using the redstone torch to compress the piston to make sure that you are getting in the corresponding one, and you just go around the item frames adding your favourite spells, potions into the frame until you added the last one, like so. The only thing now to add is the nether wart. We place the nether wart in the dropper facing the hopper that flows into the brewing stand, and we've already got redstone in there, but we'll add some more. You don't add any gunpowder unless you wish to make a splash potion, sorry. So this we aim for 8 minutes duration. Next comes testing. Push the button, in goes the nether wart. Followed by the golden carrot, followed by the redstone to make it 8 minutes, and there we have night vision potions, 3 of, each one 8-minute duration. I hope you enjoyed, I hope you liked this build, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, take care.